You know what to do, and maybe that is the part that makes it feel even more frustrating because it's not like you have no ideas, it's not like you have no goals, and it's not like you don't care about your life. You actually do care. You know your ideas, you know you want to stop leaving your dreams in your notes app, and sometimes the idea feels so clear. You sit with your notebook, you write the plan, you feel inspired. You imagine the version of yourself who finally follows through. And for a moment, it feels possible. But then real life begins again. Work gets busy, your energy drops, also your mood changes, and your day becomes fuller than you expect. And slowly, the idea stays on paper. Not because you forgot it, not because it does not matter to you, but because it never found a real place in your life. In the last video, we talked about why we start strong then disappear. Today, I don't want you to stay in the why. I want to give you the how. Because sometimes the problem is not that you don't know what to do. The problem is that you have not translated the idea into something your real life can actually hold. So today, I want to share with you a simple framework that I call the Idea to Life framework. It's not complicated and it's not about becoming a perfect person. It is a simple way to take one idea that has been sitting in your mind and your heart, your planner, or even your notes app and help it enter your actual day. The framework has 4 questions. Number 1, what is the smaller starting point? Number 2, where does this idea fit in my real day? Number 3, what is the low motivation version? And lastly, number 4, how will I return if I pause or miss a day? So let's go through them together. The first question is, what is the smaller starting point? This matters because most of us do not avoid the whole dream. We avoid the first step because it feels too big. For example, you may have this idea. I want to become more consistent with Quran. And this is a very beautiful intention. But if the plan in your mind is I need to read 1 juz every day, understand the meaning of that juz, write reflections, and never miss a day. Here, your heart may love the idea, but your daily life may not be ready for that version yet. So instead of asking, how do I become the perfect version of myself? Ask, what is the smallest version of this idea that still keeps me connected to it? Maybe the smaller starting point is reading 1 page, maybe 5 ayat. Maybe is listening to Quran on the way to work, or opening the Mus'haf for 3 minutes after one prayer. So here you can see the point is not to make the dream small. The point is to make the entrance small, because sometimes the idea does not need more pressure. It needs a doorway. I will give you another example. Maybe you want to start working on a personal project. Maybe it's a business idea, a creative project, or even a personal goal that matters to you. So the big version sounds like, I need to build the full plan, design everything, post consistently, and know exactly where this is going. But this is too much for the beginning. The smaller starting point could be, okay, let me first write the first messy outline. Let me open 1 document. Let me spend 20 minutes collecting ideas. Let me choose the first topic. A smaller start does not mean you are less serious. Sometimes it means you are finally making the idea real. The second question is, where does the idea fit in my real day? Here is where many ideas get lost, because the idea without a place becomes later. And later is very dangerous because it feels like a plan, but it's actually unclear. I will do it later, I will start soon, I will work on it when I have time. But if the idea has no place, your brain does not know when to meet it. So ask yourself, where does this idea belong in my actual life? Not in your fantasy life, not in the perfect version of your week, your real life. For example, if your idea is to journal more, do not just say, I want to journal. Ask, where will it happen? After Fajr? Before sleeping? In the car before entering work? So here you are giving the idea a home, and the home does not have to be big. Maybe journaling is not 30 minutes every night, but it can be 3 lines after dinner. Maybe planning the week is not a full Saturday reset. Maybe it's a 10-minute every Saturday morning. Maybe working on your idea is not 3 hours a day. It can be 20 minutes after dinner, 2 days a week. So the question is not what would look impressive. The question is, where can this realistically live? Because when the idea has a place, it stops floating. And when it stops floating, it becomes easier to return to. The third question is, what is the low motivation version? This is important because motivation is not always going to be there. There will be days when you are tired, when you are not feeling inspired, and days when your mood is low. And also days when work takes more from you than you expected. And if your plan only works when you are in a good mood, then the plan will disappear every time your energy changes. So, every idea needs a low motivation version. This means asking, what can I do when I do not feel like doing the full version? For example, the full version may be go to the gym for 1 hour. The low motivation version may be walk for 10 minutes, stretch at home, put on workout clothes and do one simple movement. Or even simpler, prepare your gym bag for tomorrow. Another example, the full version may be have a deep focused Quran session. The low motivation version may be read 1 ayah with presence. Listen while driving. Repeat 1 surah slowly. And it can be making 1 dua asking Allah to help you return. And I know some people may think, but is that enough? And maybe it is not the full result, but it protects the connection. And sometimes protecting the connection is what allows the habit to survive. Because the danger is not missing only 1 day. The danger is when missing 1 day turns into guilt, and guilt turns into distance, and distance turns into I will start again later. So here, the low motivation version keeps the door open. It tells your heart, I'm still connected to this, even if today is small. The fourth question is, how will I return if I pause or miss a day? And this is the part many people forget to plan. Most plans tell you how to begin, but few plans tell you how to come back. But real life includes pauses. You may miss a day, you may get busy or lose focus, or maybe you forget or feel tired or not follow the plan exactly. That does not mean the whole idea has failed. So before you even begin, decide, how will I return? For example, if I miss 1 day of reading Quran, I return with 1 page the next day. I do not punish myself with double pressure. If I miss my planning day, I do 5-minute reset the next morning. I do not abandon the whole week. If I stop working on my project for a few days, I return by opening the document for 10 minutes. I do not wait for a perfect motivated day. Another one, if I spend the night scrolling instead of resting, I return by asking, what do I actually need tonight? I do not turn the whole evening into proof that I have no discipline. This is important because self-trust is not built by never pausing. Self-trust is built by learning how to return. And when your plan includes a return path, you do not have to be scared of imperfect days. You already know what to do next. So let's put the whole framework together. Choose one idea, not 10, not your entire life, only one idea. Maybe it's praying on time with more presence. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's reading Quran or starting your project or even organizing your week or taking care of your body. And then ask yourself, what is the smaller starting point? Where does this fit in my real life? What is the low motivation version? And how will I return if I pause? This is how an idea begins to move from paper into life. Not through pressure, not through shame, and not through waiting until you become a completely different person, but through making the idea small enough to start, and clear enough to place, and flexible enough to survive your low energy, and gentle enough to return to. So if you have an idea that has been sitting in your heart for a long time, I do not want you to judge yourself today. I want you to work with it, because maybe the idea is not too big. Maybe it just needs a first step, and maybe it does not need to be forced. Maybe it just needs to be placed. And you don't have to restart your whole life. Maybe you just need to bring one idea into your day in a way your life can hold. And to help you to do that, I created a simple worksheet for this video. You can use it to apply the idea to life framework to one idea in your life. I have it in English and an Arabic version below in the description box. Choose one idea, answer the 4 questions, and let that be your starting point. Do not use the worksheet to pressure yourself. Use it to make the idea clearer, smaller, and easier to return to. And if this video helped you, you are welcome to subscribe and stay in this calm space for rebuilding self-trust and starting again and growing without pressure. I hope this video reminds you that you do not need more shame to follow through. You need a method that can hold both your dreams and your real life.